Hi, this is Mark Cupp, Executive Director of the Lower Wisconsin State Riverway Board with another video report. Today's Monday, April 13th, early afternoon, and we continue to try to track down information for you related to the closure of the Lower Wisconsin State Riverway lands to public access. I first of all want to comment that I am impressed by the number of people who have contacted our office who have expressed interest or concern or asking for clarification about the action to close state parks and including the Riverway in that closure list. First of all, neither me or anyone on the Riverway Board was consulted about this decision, and so we're reacting in the same fashion that you are in the public, trying to find out some clarity, some better guidance on exactly what this does mean. So based on the information I have, which has not changed a lot from Friday when we last did this video report, spring turkey hunters are still allowed to access Riverway lands if you have a valid license, permit, etc. However, you'll find signs at parking areas and trails saying that this area is closed and you're not allowed to access the public lands from DNR parking lots or trails. So you have to find an alternative access, hopefully a safe one, if there's a place where you can pull off the road and access the property that way. It's inconvenient. It may cause you to have to walk a great deal further than you normally would. That's the guidance that we have received. I would suggest keeping tabs on the DNR website or Facebook page for more information about this. As it stands right now, morel mushroom hunting would not be allowed, only valid turkey hunters for the spring seasons. But as with everything with COVID-19, it is a rapidly evolving situation. Tomorrow I may have some different information for you, and if I do, I will share that. In terms of access to the river, DNR boat landing access points to both the river and backwaters will also be signed, and the signage will say this area is closed. Now, municipal landings such as the City of Boscobel landing, the Village of Muscadet landing, other county landings, those remain open until the local unit of government takes action to close those areas. So if you want to go fishing on the river, don't go to a DNR landing. All right, now in terms of the river itself right now, we're about normal flow. Water temperatures are still cold, so we're in the low 40s. So if you're out there on the river, remember your risk of hypothermia is quite high. In low 40s, it's about 5 minutes before you start losing dexterity and things get critical in a hurry. So unless you have a wetsuit, dry suit, some type of protective gear, it is not wise to be out there in a canoe or kayak. And if you think you're an expert and decide to go, you sure as heck should have a life jacket on. But I would discourage that until we get warmer water temperatures and the river comes down even more than it had. At Muscadet today, we're about at 16,000 cubic feet per second, which I mentioned is just about normal based on 100 years of average data. But we haven't said normal flow for a long time, so that is progress. Weather-wise, it's going to continue to have some cold nights, cold days. So when you're looking at your Riverway recreational opportunities, they're going to be limited. So go to the DNR website, dnr.wi.gov, and specifically /COVID-19. If you want to call DNR, go to 1-800-936-7463. You can also go to the website or Facebook page and leave questions, and someone will get back to you. As I mentioned, the number of people who have reached out has been impressive. So people care about the Riverway, recognize it's a valuable recreational resource to them. Alternatives to this would be the Kickapoo Reserve is not included in this order, and that is up in the Lafarge area. So that's an opportunity with some good hiking trails, and Marcy West and her crew at the Kickapoo Reserve would be happy to accommodate you. Still some questions about canoe access, and the river's cold there too, so kind of hold your horses on that. Also, county parks, village parks, city trails remain open. County forest lands, community school forest lands, county parks I mentioned, and of local interest, the Pine River Trail between Richland Center and Lone Rock remains open. So there are other alternatives. Check with your local government, but if you are looking for some place to go out in nature, walking, check out those trails, walking paths, and have a chance to get out and enjoy, even though it's going to be unusually cold for this time of year. Nature for me has always been very much a healing balm, and particularly in these trying times when you can get out and stir the senses, when you can hear the birds singing, or take your binoculars and your bird book and see what's happening all around you with the migratory waterfall and the other spring migrants coming back. We have a robin building a nest in our trellis for about the 5th year in a row. It's not a convenient place, but like with everything else, the cycle of life continues on. Those sounds and scents of spring are out there. You know, the sun came up today here in Muscoda. It's a very cold, blustery evening. It's a cold, blustery day, but the sun came up, the river's flowing, the birds are singing, the tom turkeys are strutting, and life goes on. And this too shall pass. It's a difficult, unprecedented time, but we'll take it one day at a time. New information becomes available. We'll share that with you. Our office remains open for calls, emails, etc. We're not open to the public. We're working remotely for the most part, but we will respond to any voicemails, emails, or Facebook messages. So we want you to continue to practice social distancing, wash your hands, use your hand sanitizer, limit your trips out in the public as much as you can, stay at home, and remember that the Riverway will return to some semblance of normalcy at some point in the future. So, until next time, be safe and take care, and God bless.